Hi everybody, this is number 4 from worksheet 10.5, area of trapezoids. This can be found on P191 of your standards practice book. And they're asking us to find the area, and hopefully you know that this is a trapezoid. And the reason why it's a trapezoid is because it's a quadrilateral, meaning that it has 4 sides, and we have exactly one pair of parallel sides. So maybe I can use a different color to show you. See, this side and this side are parallel to each other. Whenever you're looking for the height of any trapezoid, look to see what's perpendicular to those parallel lines, and in this case we have a right angle right here with the side, so that can be used as the height. Alright, so let's plug the numbers in. I have the formula already written down. We know that the sum of the parallel sides, we know we're dealing with 2.5 is one of the bases, and we know 5 is the other. Those are the two lines that are parallel to each other. The line that's perpendicular to those parallel sides is right here. That would be considered the height, 10. Alright, so the next step is to add, we always add the parallel sides together. That's always first. And if you add 2.5 plus 5, you're going to get 7.5. 7.5 times 10. Alright, so the next step is to take advantage of compatible numbers, or that's what I'm going to suggest you do. Community property says that we can multiply these in any order, so I'm going to suggest that we take half of this, because we can do that in our head. Half of 10 is 5. And then we have to take that and multiply it by 7.5. Now, there's two ways that you can approach this. One way is to turn them both into improper fractions. Some people like to turn 7.5 into 7 5/10. They find that easier. These two things are equal to each other. So if you're doing it that way, I'm going to put the computation of 7 5/10 off to the side. 7 5/10 times 5. And I would get the 25 here. And then this times this is 35, plus the 2 more is 37. And then we have to remember to go over one position with our decimal. And we would get 37 5/10. The only thing left is to look back at the units. It's inches. And then since we're talking about area, we have to make it square. 37 5/10 square inches. Now I just want to do a quick what if. I'm just going to show you something in a different color ink, just so you realize that it would be another method of doing this. If we were to do this, instead of doing the 5 times 7.5, if we did 5 times 7.5, we would turn 7.5 into an improper fraction. That would be something halves. We would do this times this, which is 14, plus the one more would make it 15. And then we might consider turning 5 into 5 over 1, which is equivalent. And then we would go across and we would find 15 times 5. And we'd get the 25. And then here we'd get the 7. In other words, 5 times 15 is 75. And then the denominator would be 1 times 2, which is 2. And if we did 75 divided by 2, we would still get this. It would still go in, 3 times. We can finish this up, but I think you can kind of see that we're going to end up getting the same thing. Goes in 7 times, get the 14, and I kind of ran out of space. But you can see that either way I would get the 37 5/10 square inches, or I could also express this as 37.5 square inches. Okay, I hope you found that helpful.